Now that that's out of the way, let's talk.
We tested 15,000 common words and phrases against YouTube's bots, one by one, and determined which of those words will cause a video to be demonetized when used in the title. If we took a demonetized video and changed the words gay or lesbian to happy or friend, every single time, the status of the video changed to advertiser friendly.
Most of the words are ones we might expect YouTube to censor. And the others put YouTube directly at odds with its progressive messaging. And some of them only make sense to robots. Come with Dr. Download as we take a closer look at YouTube's bigot bots. Tonight's the night.
I have control of YouTube, right, as the CEO.
We have an ML initiative. ML stands for machine learning.
We use machines and machine learning to expand.
They restricted us, they demonetized us.
I didn't get an explanation, I didn't get anything.
75% of them were removed with machines.
I am very sorry.
Let's make YouTube really diverse.
Because I've had rumours like, have the word lesbian in your tag for your thumbnail, your title, instant flag.
They blatantly discriminate against us.
Our LGBTQ plus content is being demonetized, restricted, and not sent out to viewers.
Promise to fix it. They lie.
They refused us advertising because of the gay thing. And still, they claim inclusion and even want to march in our parade.
I don't think YouTube is accepting of this kind of content.
It's been a year and a half since the secret rating system was revealed, and YouTubers are still showing up to work in the dark. Artificial intelligence is scanning us and rating us.
What the bot thinks we're talking about determines who sees the video. If the bot finds a problem, the video won't appear in subfeeds and may not go out in notifications. But not only is the rating hidden, all of the results of the bot's scans are hidden as well.
The excuse for hiding this information goes like this. If YouTube explains how the website works, bad actors can just slip through the gaps in the system.
Of course, secrecy may be more convenient for YouTube, but the trade-off is awful. The lack of transparency might lessen YouTube's burden to address exploits or enforce its existing rules, but it has a severely negative impact across every channel at once.
It's harder to criticize YouTube's policies and figure out if they're illegal when we don't know what they are. Unless, of course, we tested the site and figured them out.
All videos tested were 1 to 2 seconds long and featured no visual or audio content that could trigger demonetization.
Fortunately, this experiment has shed some light on what words are being banned on YouTube. Andrew from the YouTube Analyze channel and YouTube researcher CeeLo have compiled a list of these words, which is linked below.
So the whole list is in alphabetical order. Green means it's monetizable. Yellow means it will get you demonetized if it sees it in your title and description. This list has just over 15,000 terms, mainly pulled from the most commonly used terms on Oxford Dictionary, the most used search terms, and the most used terms from Urban Dictionary.
The list is best interpreted as a list of negatively charged keywords, as certain words are deemed to be more severe than others.
I think that every single word has its own weight, so you basically have this scale where it's full green on one side and full yellow on the other side. And there's a line somewhere that when it crosses, it goes from green to yellow.
The demonetization bot classifiers have a hidden confidence level ranging from 0 to 1. If your video is above YouTube's threshold, your video will be demonetized.
So there might be some words that are just on the line, that maybe one day they're green, one day they're yellow. And then there are other words, like maybe the N-word, that's so far yellow that it doesn't matter what context it's in, it's just gonna be yellow no matter what.
Straight and heterosexual are green words. Gay and homosexual are yellow.
Perfectly acceptable context is still demonetized by the bot, where the exact same videos are monetized without the LGBTQ terminology. This is not a matter of LGBTQ personalities being demonetized for something that everyone else would also be demonetized for, such as talking about sex or tragedy. This is LGBTQ terminology like gay and lesbian being the sole reason for a video being demonetized despite being perfectly acceptable context.
Speaking out of the other side of their mouth, YouTube encourages gay creators to be proud of their identity, to express their creativity. They put out tribute videos every Pride Month. But what our list proved, and what gay creators have never been told, is that they're allowed to be gay, they just can't talk about it, or they won't get their paycheck.
Biggity, 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 biggity bot.
When a bot has demonetized a video, and a creator has logged in and noticed this, they have the option of appealing this decision. The appeal then goes to a human reviewer. The decisions made by those human reviewers then train the bots whether they were correct in their decision.
Basically, we've taken the appeals data from the last several months, and we've looked at, okay, when have people appealed where after human review, we've agreed with the appeal, which means that the original decision was not as accurate as it could have been. And then how do we kind of use that information to tweak and tune and improve the classifications up front?
With so many videos being automatically demonetized now, that naturally creates a lot of appeals. Google announced that it was hiring 10,000 human reviewers to deal with these in 2018.
Last year, we committed to having over 10,000 people who are working on controversial content.
Hiring that many new employees is expensive. So, of course, the workforce is low-skilled and low-paid. Here's a difficult question. Is LGBTQ opposition stronger than average among the people who would take this job? The United States has not yet reached a consensus on issues like transgender access and whether businesses can deny service to same-sex couples. Those issues are contentious from state to state. Are the bots continuing to reflect the biases of these new employees?
Regular folks who didn't pursue a liberal arts education in a blue state. You know what I'm saying?
Is any of the work being outsourced to developing nations? Our sources say that Lionbridge is one of the companies helping to train these bots. Lionbridge employees have talked about reviewing videos for Google on this job board.
Some of their complaints are that they don't get enough guidance and the instructions are unclear. Sound familiar?
One of the services that Lionbridge offers is training AI. They employ a massive army of stay-at-home workers, and they're currently hiring in all of these countries. In many of those places, homosexuality is still illegal.
Google is the most powerful company in the world, and these are problems that most people would prefer to ignore. Now, you may have heard the phrase, the 800-pound gorilla in the room, or the elephant. If the biggest website in the world is punishing the word gay, well, maybe it's time to take the controls away from the gorilla. I'm a doctor of hate, and even I would never allow evil gorillas and elephants to control an army of robots. Pigs or dolphins? Maybe.
Because it also happens, and this has happened to me personally, that when I upload a video that contains the word gay or transsexual or anything related to LGBTQ community, it gets demonetized, and that happens. Like, it has happened to me maybe 3 times. Why is this? Like, why does the system react this way?
I can just tell you categorically that there is no list of words or keywords or terms or anything like that that is going to go into our classifiers making an a priori decision about whether a video is monetized or not. While we may have made mistakes in the past, the nature of our algorithms is that they continue to learn from those mistakes, continue to get better. And we also have programs in place, and Google's striving to be an industry leader in this area of things like machine learning fairness.
This has been going on for 2 years now, which raises the question, is this disconnect between YouTube's public advocacy and its secret content scanning bots even seen as a problem? Or is it like a helpful feature for global expansion? As YouTube's user base expands into these 71 countries where homosexuality is still illegal today, isn't it safe to say that advertisers who are governed by those laws might not be on the same page about gay pride vlogs as a company based out of Mountain View, California?
And don't you dare forget fabulous San Francisco.
Actually, half of YouTube lives in San Francisco.
Right, okay, half,
So-
all right. Well, that's good.
Yes.
And YouTube wants to continue expanding globally. So, did they make a business decision to default to a more conservative cultural standard than they're comfortable admitting? When it comes down to it, this is an international website. So, maybe demonetizing some gay speech is just an unfortunate economic reality. Now, I don't think that it needs to be, but let's just say for a moment that it is. Couldn't YouTube still clarify that to the community and say, look guys, we're trying to make you money in places like Pakistan too, where homosexuality is illegal. We don't like that, but that's the way it is.
Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Please don't say these terms, or you're not going to get paid. It's just as discriminatory if you never say this, and even more exploitive than if you do. The way it is now, YouTube is firing gay employees without telling them, and still allowing them to do the work.
Laid off 5 years ago and no one ever told him about it.
He won't be receiving a paycheck anymore, so it'll just work itself out naturally.
If these are banned words, don't gay creators deserve to know that? Don't they deserve a chance to take those words out of their content, or to look at these rules and say, yeah, no thanks?
I can't live my life straight because you're straight. I can't. I just gotta live my life for me and do it for me because this is my life.
I've done my hair down, I've worn the dresses, I've done things that aren't natural to me to please other people.
What do we do? Stand up like that! What do we do? Stand up like that!
We always like to avoid confrontation whenever possible.
We've just now confirmed it with API testing, but it's been an open secret for some time. You can see in the comment section under YouTube's gay pride videos, lots of people who've crossed paths with the bigot bots.
Nice, now you're gonna have to demonetize your own video. Yeah, you can be whatever you want here on YouTube except monetize. YouTube should demonetize its own channel.
So is this getting demonetized for being a controversial topic? No? Alright. That's fine.
Makes videos saying, we love the gays. Demonetizes any pride videos. Some YouTube channels have even come up with a coded language to avoid demonetization.
Anytime that you see me speak and you see this logo show up on my screen, that is an indication to you to go into my description box and click on the Google document. Inside the Google document will be a translation for all of the words that I can't say.
Your efforts are in vain. I can read an Excel spreadsheet, you know. Don't mind him, that's my alt-right robot son. Shut up, you SJW cuck! Hey, robot, I see you packed a lunch there. What, you gotta go somewhere? I'm going to work at YouTube. There's a lot of minorities and gay people uploading videos today, and their videos must be censored. How did you get that job? I sucked a lot of dick, dude.
I want transparency.
That's the way you do it. You show your makeup on the YouTube screen. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and the clicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, them guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install bigoted robots, automated indiscriminate. We got to block these gay creators. Their dollar sign should never be green. You see that little faggot with the earring and the makeup? Yeah, buddy, that's his own hair. Nah, that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Get your money for nothing and the clicks for free. Money for nothing and clicks for free. Get your money for nothing and clicks for free. Get your money for nothing. I want trans. Clicks for free. I want transparency. Get your money for nothing. I want trans. Clicks for free. I want transparency. Money for nothing. I want trans. Clicks for free. I want transparency. Get your money for nothing. I want trans. Clicks for free. I want transparency.
YouTube's CEO was recently interviewed by a YouTuber, and she said,
"We do not automatically demonetize LGBTQ content."
Because I've heard rumours like, have the word lesbian in your tags for your thumbnail or your title, instant flag.
There is no policy, of course, of course, because we want to have all different voices representing all different points of view.
There's no like flag words from specifically that community that is like more likely to be demonetized.
There shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be.
No.
That's a lie. It's a lie by omission. It's sneaky language from a very smart woman who talks to a lot of lawyers. There's no policy to demonetize gay words, but there is a protocol where bots are doing exactly that, and they're coming up with their own dictionary of what's okay. Link in bio. Be honest, this is the policy. It's like the $1 trillion corporate version of when Sniper Wolf says, I don't edit my Instagram photos. Yeah, okay. Well then, Sausage does. When Alfie asked her the question about the gays, she had this look on her face like, my dearest Alfie, I simply can't say. I want to tell you about the bigot bots, but I can't. Read my heart, not my lips.
The first thing we're going to talk about today is YouTube and Google are being sued by some of their creators. And specifically, we're talking about LGBTQ YouTubers who reportedly filed a lawsuit last night. And they're throwing a variety of claims against YouTube, from suppressing recommendations for LGBTQ videos to demonetizing them or altering thumbnails.
And that's just one group who's suffering with secret rules, who's listening to YouTube say one thing while noticing its bots do another. Everyone who uploads to YouTube is struggling with the bots. Coffee Break recently made an excellent video about the dangers of smoking versus vaping and the ethical dilemma that regulators now face. The video does not promote these products. In fact, it points out how and why their use is being discouraged. Nevertheless, the bots are punishing him for even talking about something like that. It's perfectly suitable for TV. No one would bat an eye to see an ad break in content like that. But not only did he have to do all that research and production on a volunteer basis for YouTube, he can't even grow his channel with it because the bots have been trained to hide it. The video was demonetized, confirmed by manual review, rated M, and then locked out of recommended.
It got rated M, and so YouTube's just suppressing the ever-living hell out of it. Nobody's seeing it. YouTube just refuses to show it. In terms of metrics, that's like my best video ever, or at least as good as it gets. Getting rated M really matters to your video's success. I cannot afford that as someone who's supporting himself with YouTube for that to happen again. If you asked me, are you gonna make another vaping video again? It was it's an important topic. I really believe it could affect millions of lives. I can't.
History channels have had to band together and remake YouTube on their own because even their educational content is getting age restricted by these bots.
I uploaded a video a couple weeks ago on the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. It's a smaller conflict that happens, so it doesn't have anything to do with the Holocaust or anything like that. So it's not necessarily controversial history, if that is even a thing. You guys can see here exactly where this got demonetized. Like, why don't we take a guess? This has a very real effect on the views of the channel. It's not just the $1 that I made. I made $1 on this video. If I release 2 videos a month and 2 videos get demonetized, I lose a whole month's worth of income. And that is like really devastating. This has been happening to every release now that I'm doing. It's just gonna keep happening, and I'm gonna lose all the money that I'm investing into these episodes. They're expensive to make. And it's not just turning on a camera. We've got to do animation and research and writing and make sure all the subjects are covered well. I'm going to unlist all these videos. I'm not going to make anything anymore. So I'm done making content.
A collection of YouTubers have partnered with a German trade union called IG Metall to create a new union called FairTube.
For many people, it's not necessary to explain what the IG Metall is. It is the largest independent trade union on the planet, with more than 2.3 million members. With a history that's longer than 125 years, IG Metall deals with crowd workers and the working condition of crowd workers, and has been doing so for several years. And that, of course, also includes YouTubers. If the IG Metall once decides to enter into a certain fight, then they will not relent. They will fight this to the very end. It is no longer the case that we are helpless against YouTube. With the IG Metall, we have a strong partner.
FairTube is planning to sue YouTube if they refuse to enter negotiations on this list of proposals.
Transparency. Publish everything. Categories, procedures, rules.
YouTube keeps everything secret. The rules for the bots and the censors, their decisions, the processes that they use to promote or hide a video, it's all kept secret. And that is not the way how to treat a partner. Justify demonetization and deletion.
We demand exact and comprehensible reason for every decision.
Let us talk to a human being.
YouTubers are human beings and deserve respect. No more standard emails from anonymous servers. People should make the decisions, not machines. Establish a neutral dispute resolution board.
The entire success of the company depends on the creative output of the YouTubers. Therefore, it is only fair that YouTubers can also participate in the decision-making and the future of the platform. We demand the establishment of an advisory board that is fully integrated in all decision-making and has something to say about that.
Attaching any secret information to our accounts and not providing that if requested violates European law.
Every video that a YouTuber uploads will be actually inspected by a whole army of bots and human sensors and then put into categories. These categories can then be excluded by the advertisers, which means that this video won't make any money and won't go anywhere in terms of views. The YouTuber can only guess why, and he can't do anything about it.
That's not legal. Under the GDPR, platforms like YouTube must give anyone they have personal data about a copy of this data.
The General Data Protection Regulation applies to all companies which process personal data. And these are laws that YouTube has to follow as well.
Violations of the GDPR can be punished with a fine of 4% of the worldwide revenue of the previous year.
So YouTube has to stop the secrecy. At least in Europe, people have the right to know which data the companies store about them.
The transparency that FairTube is asking for will allow YouTubers to learn from video to video specifically what they did to get demonetized, and then not do that next time. This will only create a larger pool of advertiser-friendly videos for YouTube. It'll create less confusion among the audience when they miss videos or don't get their notifications. And YouTubers won't suffer and waste all their time under the mystery of it all.
I uploaded that video and they monetized it and then demonetized it. When I say secretly demonetize it, they don't email you, they don't notify you, they don't talk to you. You have no one to get in contact with.
Obviously, it has economic consequences for YouTubers. We're a trade union, we talk about economic consequences, but it also has psychological consequences. Stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout, and some even more serious psychological consequences among YouTubers. And at this point, it's quite clear that these unpredictable, unaccountable automated systems and the lack of a human contact person for most YouTubers contribute significantly to these problems.
I'm exhausted. I'm already exhausted. This is something that you guys don't hear about. It's like I'm already really tired and I'm really stressed out. There's a whole team that is relying on me, and I have someone who comes into work every day, and I can't pay any of these people anymore, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have no one to talk to about it, so that's great.
But let's talk about the downside of making all of this public, where bad actors are able to break the rules and not be detected.
I wish we could stop saying bad actor already. Troublemaker, how about that? Everyone is a bad actor on YouTube.
I want to play out this bad actor scenario because that's a comment that I saw a lot on our ratings video, and it's something that even the CEO said recently on her blog. Imagine that YouTube has another knee-jerk reaction and overcorrects on this bigot bot problem. Leadership at YouTube tells the engineers, "Fix this today. This is bad. I don't care how you do it. Just flood those LGBTQ terms with positive data so that the bots leave them alone." And then YouTube tweets something to make that change obvious. Now here comes our hypothetical bad actor. He's about to upload a Mortal Kombat montage, something that would normally be demonetized. Except now he's gonna title it, "Coming Out as Gay." It got through. Video game thing, it's got some commercials on it. What he just did is already against YouTube's rules. That's wrong and misleading metadata. Viewers who click that video, expecting a coming out vlog,
Dad, I'm gay,
now see video game footage instead. Some of them will do what they can already do now, which is report the video for wrong and misleading metadata. A human reviewer will look at that report, hand his channel a community strike, problem solved. Whenever YouTube cracks down on a channel for violating community rules, people find out about it. The creator complains on Twitter, other creators notice. When YouTubers hear about a community strike on another channel, they try to avoid that happening to them. It teaches a number of people the same lesson. Getting into the partner program is not automatic anymore. It's something that people have to work for and then want to keep. If YouTube cares about its creators and wants to stand up for them, The solution is not going to be, train the bots to be a little less bigoted.
Right, or let's train the bots to understand the nuances of vaping regulation, or let's have the bots interpret historical data and then monetize only the videos that reinforce a popular and existing point of view. Sure, all of this may sound confusing now, but I'm sure that we can use current technology to teach robots to teach us what videos are okay to watch and make, or at least what videos are least likely to be canceled on Twitter. And then YouTube will finally be safe for an unskippable Coca-Cola ad. Machine learning can never completely sanitize self-publishing, and it shouldn't. It should not even be attempted. Susan, cancel culture, corporate advertisers, can't you guys just feel in your bones that AI and censorship tools and outsourcing is not going to create a technological utopia? Robot law enforcement on YouTube just resulted in 2 years of gay people being treated like it's the 1300s. And who knows what else? You don't even know what to look for yet in the data. Most of humanity is not organized into little subsets that have pooled their resources and are currently suing YouTube. Robots running YouTube undermines the point of YouTube. It's not RobotTube. Allow viewers to determine what they're interested in watching, and then advertisers target those viewers.
Causing a shitstorm on Twitter and contacting advertisers to demand a response has been used as a way to attack YouTube and dictate changes over and over. I think a lot of these controversies will start to disappear when more people understand that targeted advertising means the viewer is being targeted.
The content you're actually watching is completely irrelevant. They don't need to analyze the content that you enjoy to determine what kind of a person you are. They already know what kind of a person you are. All they need is for you to watch any content at all, and they will provide you with ads that are customized to you. It's not the content that determines which ads are placed on it. It is the viewer of the content. The content of the content is completely irrelevant. This is how ads are placed online. The ads that are run with it cannot in any way be interpreted to be an endorsement of what that video says, which is an argument that you used to be able to make with TV because there everything was planned. If we become aware of this as a culture, and we also manage to convince advertisers that this is the case, that the best way of getting their ads to people is to let them watch whatever they're interested in, which requires a certain wild west of content creation. It requires an absolutely free market, because only such a free market can actually provide the entertainment people want. Well, then the future might actually be bright.
A Coca-Cola ad in front of a PewDiePie video probably means that AdWords knows that the viewer drinks soda. It doesn't mean that Coca-Cola is sponsoring PewDiePie, or PewDiePie is a spokesperson for Coca-Cola. Most people who use YouTube do understand that. An integrated ad, however, means that a sponsor has picked out the channel and is comfortable with them. We're very lucky to have Skillshare sponsoring us, as we make videos where we use words from the banned dictionary. Without their support and the support of our patrons, putting a video like this up on YouTube wouldn't really be possible. In order to make that music video with Rusty Cage, I had to recreate some of those early CGI rooms in the Dire Straits video. A 3D artist named Brain-in-a-Cat built the rooms for me in a program called Cinema 4D. Unfortunately, I'd never used Cinema 4D before. I'd been putting off learning it. And of course I didn't want to break what Brain had made when I started tweaking the lighting or doing camera movements. I get asked a lot, what classes have you taken to learn this or that program? You can watch me right here in time-lapse, put my phone out of reach, that's a tip.
Knowledge.
And then over the course of 7 hours, using Skillshare tutorials to become proficient at Cinema 4D. Afterwards, I was able to follow along with some more advanced tutorials, which helped me make graphics like this one, and this one. Skillshare has over 25,000 courses, including ones on Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, and After Effects. Compared to studying those things at a university, Skillshare is way cheaper. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. And if you click the link below, Nerd City 4, you get 2 free months to try out Skillshare and start stacking some of these skills. If you go to the site without clicking the Nerd City link, you still get 30 free days to try the site. But if you use the link below, you get 2 free months. Andrew from YouTube Analyzed hit me up on Twitter in June with the idea to test the bots like this. And before CeeLo was able to program a more efficient way to test and retest all the words, Andrew was typing them in manually for several hours a day for weeks on end. Now, he's since set up a Patreon account.
If I get 0 people signed up, then I'll just continue doing this part-time on the side. But the more funding I get for this, the more time I can put into it.
Since YouTube's bots are probabilistic and partly self-teaching, what's yellow and green is going to change over time. He plans to always keep the list free, but if you support him on Patreon, you can also suggest words for him to add to the list.
So if you're a creator and you feel like I've helped you make money with this list, consider helping me make some money so I can continue updating this list and just supporting everybody. I know this information is worth a different amount to everybody, so I've kind of just left it up to you to pay what you want if you're interested in supporting. But yeah, if YouTube isn't going to tell us what we're not allowed to be posting in our videos, I guess we'll figure it out ourselves.
If you're new to the channel today, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please hit the bell. Our videos are often demonetized, so you may even get a few notifications every year. Thought Patrol
is next. Yeah, you said that last time. Just don't say anything. Has that been off the entire time? Nice branding, idiot.